Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to unpack something I know a lot of you think about. Are those just absolutely insane 100x returns in crypto? Are they just history? A thing of the past?
It's funny you say that.
Well, I've got some interesting news. That idea,
Yeah.
it couldn't be further from the truth, actually.
Exactly. It's what's really fascinating is that we keep seeing cryptos hit 100x consistently year after year. And it's not just, the meme coins getting all the headlines.
Right, not just memes.
No. And with altcoins kind of waking up again lately, it really feels like now is the prime time to be hunting for those next big winners. The real question is, okay, how do you find them?
Yeah, where do you even start?
Well, that's what this deep dive is all about. We're going to lay out a clear roadmap, basically show you exactly where and how to look.
Okay, love it. And look, just to show this isn't some, pie-in-the-sky dream, let's talk about a real example. Remember Virtual's protocol?
Oh, yeah, the AI thing. Exactly. Last year, AI was buzzing, right? Especially that whole AI agents narrative. Well, Virtual's protocol lets you create AI agents that trade its own token. Sounds kind of wild, but
It went completely vertical.
and absolutely parabolic from like 5 cents to $5. It's a real 100x. And get this, it happened in less than 3 months, mid-October to late December 2024.
Wow.
So yeah, that's concrete proof. These gains, they're real and they can happen incredibly fast.
That Virtual's example is perfect, actually, because it highlights the first step, which is really getting your head around the crypto landscape.
Right.
We throw around terms like niche and narrative a lot. And the key insight here is understanding the difference. A niche is, well, it's the big umbrella category, right?
Yeah.
Like tokenized real-world assets or RWAs.
Gotcha. Broad category.
Exactly. But a narrative is much more specific. It's the story, the theme within that niche that people can easily grab onto, like tokenized real estate under RWA.
Okay, so niche is the area, narrative is the specific story. Precisely. And the power comes when you realize that while the niche kind of sets the scene, it's those simple, easy-to-get narratives that really capture imaginations and drive those huge gains we're after.
That makes a lot of sense, but, and then this feels important, just finding a good crypto isn't the whole story, is it?
Not at all. There's a huge catch.
It has to be like genuinely easy for people to buy it, right? To actually get involved.
Absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that mean practically? Well, it needs to be on the big exchanges people use, Binance, Coinbase, places like that. Or it needs to live on a blockchain that's, cheap to use, fast, easy to navigate. Think Solana, think Sui, Hyperliquid, maybe Base.
Right, because if it's a hassle to get.
Let's be real, yeah. If it's hard to access, less money flows in. Simple as that. And that caps its potential, limits how high it can really pump.
Okay, so accessibility is key. Got it.
Totally. And then you start thinking, okay, how do you predict which niches are going to pop? It's less about, fortune telling.
Yeah, no crystal balls here.
Right. It's more about looking at what's hot now and thinking, what's the next logical step? Where does this naturally lead? Take Ethereum, for example.
Okay.
ETH has been really popular recently, partly because of all the buzz around stablecoins, especially after, the Genius Act passed in the U.S.
The regulatory clarity, yeah.
Exactly. And most stablecoins, they're built on Ethereum, so that draws in tons of attention, tons of capital. Add in a short squeeze, basically, people betting against it, being forced to buy, and boom, massive rally for ETH.
Okay, so ETH rallies because of stablecoins.
Yeah.
But then there's a knock-on effect, right? Because chains often have their own sort of native specialties.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah, native niches. For Ethereum, the big one is DeFi, decentralized finance. All that stuff, trying to rebuild finance without the old banks.
And stablecoins are used in DeFi a lot.
Constantly. Yeah, which is exactly why DeFi altcoins built on Ethereum rallied right alongside ETH. So you see how it connects. You've got two niches tangled together, stablecoins boosting DeFi.
Okay, I see it. So it tells you which niche is growing, but also which chain is the place to be for that growth.
Exactly. So then you ask, okay, following that thread, what's logically related to stablecoins and DeFi?
Well, you mentioned RWAs earlier, tokenized real-world assets.
Bingo. RWAs come straight to mind. Many of them trade against stablecoins, right? And you can easily imagine them being used in DeFi protocols as collateral, maybe, or just assets to trade.
Okay, so the connections start building.
They really do. And that leads to the next question. Okay, if RWAs are related, which chains are actually popular for them? Where are they being built?
Is there data on that?
Oh, yeah. There's a site, rwa.xyz, tracks this stuff. According to them, the top 5 chains right now are Ethereum, zk Sync, Solana, Aptos, and Stellar.
Interesting. Solana's in there.
And Solana is a perfect example of how capital moves, how it rotates. They just launched permissionless tokenized stocks recently.
Wow, okay.
And now they're integrating those stocks into their own DeFi ecosystem. So what does that suggest?
That money might flow from Ethereum's ecosystem over to Solana's.
Very likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Capital rotates. We saw it happen. The second ETH seemed to pause its run-up. Whoosh! Money flowed into Solana. SOL pumped over $200.
Crazy. Okay, so money flows into Solana. And what's big on Solana that's kind of related to DeFi?
Well, meme coins, actually.
Of course.
It sounds funny, but yeah. A lot of Solana meme coins rallied hard the moment SOL started pumping, partly because they trade directly against SOL.
Makes sense. And after meme coins, what's the next logical step there?
Often it's NFTs. A lot of meme coin projects launch their own NFT collections, right?
True.
And guess what? Just recently, NFT collections on both Ethereum and Solana saw their first proper rallies in ages. It wasn't a coincidence.
Wow. So you can literally trace the path of the money moving between these related niches and chains.
Exactly. It shows you the flow, how capital moves, how these niches are all interconnected. It's like dominoes.
Okay, this is starting to paint a real picture. So you find your hot niche, you figure out the chain it's booming on. Next up is the narrative, right? Making it simple.
Yep. Finding narratives that everyday investors can just get, and honestly, there's no secret formula here. Just use your imagination a bit.
Like tokenized real estate under RWAs.
Perfect example. Or maybe a decentralized bank account for DeFi, something relatable. Even cat meme coins.
Cat meme coins.
Seriously.
Hey, why not? It's kind of the logical follow-up to all the dog coins, isn't it? The logic might be a bit out there,
Yeah.
but it's understandable.
I guess the internet does love cats. Fair enough.
But we should probably add a note here. Some niches, like maybe meme coins and parts of AI, they might have seen their biggest percentage gains already for this cycle.
Because they pumped so hard in 2024.
Exactly. A lot of narratives within them already had their moment. But remember, it's less about the whole niche sometimes and more about finding the next story, the next narrative within it.
Yeah. So even if AI infrastructure pumped, right, maybe things like AI agents or this new idea of DeFi, like decentralized hedge funds or assistants, maybe those could still have massive rallies ahead. It's about the specific story.
Okay, focus on the narrative. How do you know if a narrative is simple enough, though?
That's a great question. One way is to think about, like, the Web 2 version. What's the closest thing people already know?
Okay, like with GameFi.
Exactly. GameFi is basically just normal gaming, but with crypto rewards mixed in. So the GameFi projects most likely to take off, probably the ones that feel familiar, like a crypto version of Minecraft, maybe?
Makes sense. People understand Minecraft.
Right. And here's our ultimate test. It's kind of simple but effective. Could you explain this project, this narrative, to your mom or dad?
The mom or dad test.
Yeah. Can you explain it so it genuinely makes sense to them, so they understand the basic idea, the value? If the answer is a definite no, it's probably too complicated, too niche for mass appeal.
But if it's a yes,
If it's a yes, you might be onto something that can catch on widely, which is what you need for those 100x returns. And crucially, they also need to be able to easily buy it, like we said
okay,
before.
the accessibility piece again. Okay, so the mom or dad test plus easy access, powerful combo. Now, you've got your simple narratives in promising niches. How do you find the actual cryptos? This seems like the really hard part.
It often is, yeah. Just searching decentralized Minecraft on Google usually doesn't cut it.
So what do you do?
Okay, here's a surprisingly good tool, and it's free. Grok. The AI that's built into X, Twitter.
Really? Grok, I thought most AIs were kind of bad at crypto research.
Most are, because their data is often old or just bad. But here's the thing. Where does the most up-to-the-minute crypto info, the real alpha, often surface first?
On X, Twitter.
Exactly. And since Grok is right there, integrated, it's actually a pretty decent starting point. You can ask it specific things, like which GameFi game is most similar to Minecraft? Or get more specific. What are some promising AI agent projects on Solana with a market cap under $50 million?
So you give it clear instructions.
Yeah, the key is being specific. Give it parameters. It's not perfect, but it's way better than a generic search engine for this stuff.
Interesting tip. Okay, so Grok can help find candidates.
It can help narrow the field. But remember what we said about the chain. It's not just about the coin itself.
Right, the underlying blockchain matters.
Yeah.
A lot.
Hugely. If you find what looks like the perfect decentralized Minecraft, but it's on some ancient, clunky blockchain nobody uses or that's super hard to get onto.
Probably not going to fly, huh?
Exactly. Accessibility, again, it's paramount.
Yeah.
It dictates whether the money can actually get there.
Okay, chain matters. Accessibility matters. But you mentioned another filter, maybe the most important one for 100x potential.
Yes, the market cap.
Right. Explain why that's so critical.
Well, it basically sets the ceiling, right? It dictates how much a crypto can realistically pump in value. Let's use the sandbox, SandD again, the Minecraft-like GameFi project.
Okay, market cap around $800 million, you said.
Roughly, yeah. Now, for Sand to do 100x from here, its market cap would need to hit over $80 billion.
80 billion, that's huge.
It's massive, bigger than Cardano and Hyperliquid combined right now. Is it possible? Maybe someday, but is it likely for this cycle? Extremely unlikely.
Okay, so that puts it in perspective. What's the takeaway then? What kind of market cap should you be looking for?
So what this means for you hunting these gems, as a general rule of thumb, right? An altcoin really needs a market cap below $100 million to have a realistic shot at 100x.
Under $100 million. Why that number?
Think about it. If something has, say, a $10 or $20 million market cap, 100x takes it to $1 or $2 billion.
Okay, and is that achievable?
Well, think back to the 2021 peak. How many cryptos hit market caps in the single-digit billions? Hundreds of them right now. Only about 80 or over a billion.
So there's potentially a lot of room for growth for smaller coins.
Exactly. It suggests that dozens of these current sub-$100 million altcoins could realistically reach $1 billion or more in the coming months. That's where your 100x potential really lies.
Wow. Okay, so the low market cap is crucial.
It's absolutely vital. Look, you can't predict exactly which specific coin will do it. That's impossible.
Wait, no guarantees.
None. But if you approach it systematically, filter by niche first, then look for those simple narratives, then check the chain for accessibility, and then apply that strict market cap filter, you drastically improve your odds.
So you narrow it down from thousands of coins to maybe a few dozen.
Probably something like that, yeah. A few dozen cryptos that actually have a realistic mathematical chance at that kind of explosive growth. It's about playing the probabilities smartly.
Okay, that's a clear process. Filter, filter, filter. So applying that process, where are these potential 100x gems mostly hiding right now? Which ecosystems?
Our research and just observing the flows consistently points towards two main ecosystems currently, Solana and Base.
Solana and Base. Okay, why them specifically?
Well, think about our criteria. Both are super fast, both have really low transaction fees, and crucially, they are incredibly easy for people to get onto.
How so?
Solana, you can use it easily with a Phantom wallet, which is pretty user-friendly. Base, it's literally integrated into Coinbase's main app. Doesn't get much easier than that.
Okay, so low friction access. Checks that box. What else?
Plus, let's face it, the Ethereum and Solana ecosystems, they're just the biggest and most active by almost every measure you look at. Active wallets, money flowing through stablecoins, they dominate.
So it's kind of a network effect.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Users and money tend to gravitate where other users and money already are. It builds momentum.
So Ethereum and Solana ecosystems are likely to stay dominant for this cycle.
It seems highly likely, yes. Now, will 100x coins pop up elsewhere? Absolutely they will. But
they'll be harder to find.
Much harder to find, and maybe with a lower overall chance of those truly astronomical gains. Look, in crypto, capital isn't infinite. Attention isn't infinite. You want to be strategic, right? Put your efforts where the odds are best.
Fish where the fish are, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay, Solana and Base. That actually helps narrow things down a lot.
It really does. That's the silver lining here. If you accept that most of the likely 100x candidates are going to be on Solana and Base, your search becomes much more focused.
So you're looking for specific narratives within those two ecosystems, like
the ones we've discussed, yeah. Meme coins are huge on both. Tokenized RWAs are growing. AI agents, DAI, GameFi. Maybe even SocialFi starts to pick up there.
Got it. Any final tips for finding those specific projects within Solana and Base? Like, how do you spot the real gems early?
Okay, here's a bit of an insider tip, maybe. Look for projects that have close ties to the key players in those ecosystems. The main developers, the VCs, the big influencers.
How do you do that?
Pay attention. See who these key people follow on X. See what projects they talk about or promote, even subtly. Listen really closely when they do interviews. Sometimes they drop hints about projects they're excited about.
Looking for the smart money connections.
Sort of, yeah. It's about finding that alpha, that edge. You'd be genuinely surprised how much you can learn just by carefully observing who's connected to whom and what they're talking about.
That's a great tip.
Mhm.
Okay, this has been super insightful.
Yeah, so just to kind of wrap it up for everyone listening, what we've laid out today is a really powerful, systematic way to hunt for those high potential alts.
Right. Identify the hot niches.
Find the simple, relatable narratives within them.
Make sure it's easy to access.
Use tools like Grok to help your research.
Filter hard by the chain. Make sure it's active and accessible.
And filter even harder by that sub $100 million market cap.
And then focus your hunt primarily on those big active ecosystems like Solana and Base.
That's the strategy in a nutshell. It's methodical.
Definitely gives you a framework. Okay, so final thought to leave people with. We talked about capital rotating between chains and narratives pretty quickly.
Yeah, things move fast.
So thinking ahead, how might something totally new, like a big regulatory change we don't see coming or some new tech breakthrough, how might that suddenly